During our lifetimes, we've all been through times that made us, I need to dig a hole and go away. These aren't just noise on the radar of our lives. They can change how we see ourselves, we live in, and the world around us. But what if I told you that a few of the best thinkers from long ago, the Stoics, had found out things that might make these times of being embarrassed isn't just bearable, but giving power? We're going deep today into the Stoic way of thinking to change into our most embarrassing times that play to our best qualities. It's not just about staying out of trouble. It's about writing again the story of our lives to live bravely and honestly, and with strength, no matter what comes our way. So, if you're sick of being held back, to worry about what other people will think, stay with this journey could change the way you have to face every day. If you know someone who has a hard time with the weight of being embarrassed, or could use a new point of view on how to live a real life, please show them this video. In case you like what we're doing right now, a simple thing you can do for free is click that button that says subscribe. Also, make sure do not skip any part of the movie, because each part adds to the last to help you get in a life with less fear and more happiness. Allow us to begin. When you think about it, it's very interesting. No one ever feels embarrassed. Brand new babies don't blush or hide. Those answers will come later. As we get bigger, society covers us in many ways. Set rules for what is okay, what's not, and what is drawing a mental picture of things you should and shouldn't do. But where did these rules come from? I often think they're just echoes of customs and habits and unique preferences passed down from generation to generation like a bunch of old dirty books that not many people remember. Why we keep Stoicism brings up a strong point of view here. It shows us that things outside of us, such as societal rules and judgments, do not have a good or bad nature. These numbers are given by how people see things, which can be wrong and not always follow through. Stupid people try to understand the way things are, separating their thoughts from how they reacted. They help us remember that the power, whether to feel bad or not, isn't in the event itself or what other people think, but according to our view of those events and thoughts. Remember the last time you were ashamed. Was it because you really did something that was not like you, or you were afraid of being judged based on what society expects? Stoicism gives us strength to call these outside standards into question. Is the weight of being ashamed worth taking if it's based on make-believe rules that don't match who we really are? That by getting to the bottom of our shame, we can begin to see it for what it is. Often a useless weight we choose to carry because they teach us to value other people's thoughts over our own knowledge and goodness. Let's take that on. Let's learn how to enjoy these times with a somber eye, paying attention to what really counts, what we believe and what we do not. The quick opinions of other people. As we take these coats off, we know more than just the roots, because we were embarrassed, however. How to get rid of them, because the Stoics were real, is not about giving in to your urges without thinking, but instead, lining up your acts with good sense and character. It's about being who you really are, not the person that culture makes them into by following rules and goals. Picture taking it off every should and must that you have gathered from other people over the years. What do you still have? You figure out your core values, who you really are, that can't be changed by the winds of public opinion. This is the heart of being Stoic. Finding your rationale and sticking to it, the good self. But how can we use this in normal everyday life, especially those who are likely to be embarrassed? Let's say you're at a party, and you laugh more better at telling jokes than anyone else, or you pick to give a view that isn't popular. The real staunch answer doesn't mean to hide in shame, but to stand strong in your truth. If what you're doing isn't hurting other people, and are shown by what you really believe and value, then there's no real reason for being embarrassed. This lines up correctly with the Stoic view of that things are the only things that really matter are those who depend on us for everything what we think is right and wrong. Besides that, this trip moving towards reality involves a process that never ends of reflection and making changes to oneself. It has to do with being aware. Some of the things that hold us back and choosing to do so, what kinds of models to follow and which to turn down. This doesn't mean we don't care about how other people feel. but that we put first our honesty and morals more than social approval. The road of Stoicism teaches us that everyone has their own set of good traits and bad habits, and judging others by what we do, not only not helpful, which is also wrong when we think about our own journey to being real. We can start to understand that the approval of other people is not a good way to judge how valuable we are. Instead, our worth is based on in how close our deeds match what we think. And right and wrong, the Stoics were very smart. Saw forgiveness not just out of a sense of duty to other people's self-care, but as an important part of it as well as mental growth. This means to forgive not just those who have hurt us, but maybe even more important, letting ourselves forgive uncomfortable times can leave us drowning in self-blame. How many times? Have you thought about a mistake over and over? Every time, I felt a sting of shame. As new as the day it happened? This is where Stoic thought comes in, can be a lighthouse for help. It helps us learn that making mistakes is normal part that had to happen of being human. The mistake itself doesn't matter, but what it teaches us, and how to move forward, it's important to forgive ourselves. Because without it, there's no room to grow. Not letting go of embarrassing memories holds us to that time, and just like the Stoics, we need to remember that we can't change what has already taken place, we only have the present. As well as the chance there is a chance to make the future better. By letting ourselves forgive, we get more power. That was eaten before by being hard on yourself. After that, this energy can be used in a different way, moving towards constructive getting better, what it means to forgive yourself. Review that is also logical of what we did, which is another cornerstone of practicing Stoicism. It asks us to think about the things we do based on reason. Were they under our control? Did they fit with what we stood for? If not, recognizing these wrong angles lets us plan for better things to do in the future. This is growth in its most true form. Seeing how flawed we are and consciously trying to get past them. Accepting growth as well by being patient means being aware of that. Every day brings about new problems as well as chances to show honor like bravery, sense, and balance. Every time it was embarrassing, every mistake. This is a chance to see how committed we are to these good qualities. It's a chance to work on being resilient, to stand up again, having a better understanding of what we are, a fresh look, and about what we want to be, and being open to growth and forgiveness. We also learn to help other people understand this, seeing that everyone is going their own way, having their own faults, taking notes on their own lessons. This gives people a sense of kindness and family ties, making our own lives even better, and the people around us. Stoicism is a strong defense for us. For getting around the waves of life that are hard to predict, Stoics see every problem as a task.